Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to the City of Douglas Mayor and Commission meeting. This will serve as our regular meeting, July the 11th, 2019. And the next thing is Commissioner Cindy McNeil will introduce the individual that's going to give us the invocation.
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
McNeil.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. I'd like to introduce a dear friend of ours, Reverend Chris Calhoun. He is the pastor at St. Mark United Methodist Church and also West Green United Methodist Church. Brother Calhoun, if you will come and give us a word of prayer, please. I also want you to, Chris is over, and I say that, you know, I've known him for a long, long time, probably some 25, 30 years, I guess. And Chris is over a real important group of people, young people here in Douglas, the Camp One, young people and older people, I'll have to say. You've actually incorporated some folks my age in the group to do Camp 151. That is old, yes, Bob, you're right. I guess we serve in supervisory capacity, maybe not climbing on roofs, but the Camp 151 this year in Douglas did a fantastic job repairing and remodeling homes for people. And Chris, we'd like to have you back maybe with some of those folks at a later date and let you tell us about that. That is something that the city's not actually involved with, so to speak. Churches, you know, churches come up with names of people and come up with people apply throughout the year, but Chris coordinates this. You've taken our children all over the world, actually, to do this kind of thing.
Tell it all. He ain't gonna say it.
No. Well, I'll let him. How about that? Thank you. Tell us a little bit.
We do that before we open with prayer? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Our Camp 151 met the last week of June, as we do every year. This is our 14th year
14.
doing this in Douglas. We started with in 2006 with one house and 8 volunteers. And we renovated that house for that gentleman. It was Mr. David Nelson, who passed away this past March. This year we had 78 volunteers. Half were from Coffee County and half were from other parts of
The
Georgia,
communities.
Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and even as far away as Arizona. That came.
That's great.
We
That's
renovated
great.
7 homes this year, all in Coffee County, doing roofing, plumbing, flooring, you name it, any kind of construction, 14-year-olds and up. And we have started moving our leadership, handing it over to young people. What we do at this camp is teach young people how to serve. We show them what poverty looks like and how to respond. Each team was led by a 21-year-old. People my age, we decided to step in the background and let the young people lead. So we're teaching them how to lead as well as how to serve. The question we get asked most often is, what does 151 mean? We chose that name years ago because kids would come and say, this is the best week, this is the one week I look forward to all year long. And we were reminded, well, there's 51 other weeks in the year you need to know how to serve people. So one week is not
very
enough,
good.
there's 51 others. That's how we
Very
do it.
good. Very nice.
Let's pray together.
Thank you.
Almighty God, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for today that you've given us. We thank you for the rain that you just sent us a few minutes ago. Father, we thank you for the freedoms that we enjoy. We are just on the heels of our Independence Day holiday. Don't let us so quickly forget that those freedoms we enjoy did not come free, but by a great sacrifice and a great price. So we just ask for your wisdom tonight for these leaders that are before us. There are meetings going on all over this great country of ours doing the same thing that we are doing. So we just ask for the wisdom to protect those freedoms so that all can enjoy a fulfilling life. So we just ask your blessings on all of our leaders here tonight and on this meeting. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brother Chris, thank you.
At this time, next on the agenda, before we do that, I want to make sure that we recognize our visitors. We have Commissioner Polk here from the County Commissioner, and we also have our junior mayor with us, Miss Samantha Mark. Good to see y'all out here. Next on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. As always, we are led by the dynamic, second to none, Coffee County Navy Junior ROTC. Tonight we have with us Lieutenant Junior Grade Marino. If you would, please stand and face the flight. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Next on the agenda is the approval of the order.
His chair. Line it up.
Be there.
Chair.
Did it hit anyone?
We're good down there? Okay. Next on the agenda, we'll have the order, the approval of the order of the agenda.
So moved.
Second. It's been motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda is the recognition of the 2019 GRPA Class AB softball fast pitch runner-up champions all the way from Douglas, Georgia, Coffee County. Huh? This is what it's about right here. This is the part I like. Come on down here. Come on down. Go. Steve, go over there and introduce. Bring it through there. Absolutely, Mr. Mayor.
Coach Ashley, as always, Mr. Mayor, it's always a pleasure to come forward and just have the opportunity just to highlight our athletic program, youth athletic programs, whether it's soccer, baseball, softball, basketball. We just have a great group of kids that's participating in our programs. And I'm certainly like to turn over to Coach Ashley Day so she can do her thing. But I will say this group of young ladies placed second in the state in 12 and under girls fast pitch in class A and B. You know, just a great task that they completed, and Coach Ashley gonna do her thing and share some other stuff.
Hello everyone. I just want y'all to know that I am extremely proud of all of these girls that are standing up in front of you. So if everyone would please just give them a round of applause. I want to start by introducing them. When we got to state, we were actually named, some of the people there were picking on us, saying that we were the nicknamingest team that they've ever seen come through state. So I'm going to just introduce them and then we'll go from there. Ansley Day, a.k.a. Mad Dog. Emery Paul, a.k.a. Riri, a.k.a. ESPN when she is on the move in the field. Zynaria Belmer, a.k.a. The Flash. Emerson Day, a.k.a. EMB/Judy. And Aaron Robinson, a.k.a. Mighty Mouse. And I'm trying to make sure I've got everybody. I'm looking at her thinking of the nickname 12 Gauge. Riley Nipper, sorry, a.k.a. 12 Gauge. 12 Gauge. Carly Thomas, a.k.a. K-Mac. Okay, sorry y'all, I'm trying to get through it. Gracie, you just told me last name. Floyd, a.k.a. Peanut. And I just really know them by their nicknames majority of the time. And there's no I in team. I would not have, got as far as we have without not only the parents, but the other two standing there, Myra and Andy. We have all coached together since these girls were able to start playing ball, and they have came through. And last year they placed third at state. This year they came through at second at state. So next year when you see us, we'll hopefully be bringing home the first place title, which has never been done in Coffee County. So we're going to try our best to go there and bring that title back. I just had a few people that I wanted to thank while standing up here. Napa Auto for bringing the cooling fans and letting us take those to both district and state. The medicine cabinet for donating waters, electrolyte waters to be able to keep these girls hydrated because they were playing in some extremely high temperatures and it takes a lot. So I want to thank the parents not only for hitting balls to the girls, to squeezing out cooling rags, to supplying waters, snacks, everything. It takes an army and it takes a team, but these girls have worked hard and I'm extremely proud of them. And all of them you'll be seeing hopefully in the spotlight through the middle school. They are all with the exception of one is on the middle school ball team and Made Middle School, which the one that is not on the middle school ball team, this is her first year playing ball with the rec department and she made it to the all-star team. So we'll give them a round of applause. So I hope that they continue playing and I hope to see all of them back next year. And did you want to come up and?
No, I won't come up, but I do want to say thank you to the rec department, thank you to the city for supporting us for Stevia. We would like for y'all to bid on state next year. I think we could do it right here in Douglas, Georgia, and then we bring it home right here.
Take it, Scott. On our turf.
Tell us a little bit about the games, because
This is my stat man. He would start at 6 o'clock in the morning sending me stats from games. And what the next person, that's why we work so well together. I pull the teacher aspect into it, he pulls
this
the
is my
stats.
email guy.
That's it.
That is.
I get this email, and it's a lengthy email, but the words were eloquently written, but there was passion behind it. Listen to me, there was passion behind this. So immediately I sent an email, and I think we got back with you rather quickly, correct? So tell us a little bit about the stats.
Well, I don't have the best memory in the world, so I may have to get some help here, but these girls from, oh Lord, y'all don't. From the time we started the reg league this year, we started out with, 6 teams?
Yes.
I believe so. I'll go all the way back to that. We had, the way the Coffee County does, we do the 12U girls with the 14U girls, so you got 11 years old all the way up to 14. I think we had some 14-year-olds, maybe even.
I know 14.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, they take a first place team from the 14U league and a first place team from the 12U league, and that's how they pick the all-stars. From there on, we went to district with, we actually had 12, picked 12 to start with, and it's
a whirlwind of trying to get the team together, and a lot of people don't see what coaches actually have to put in to getting the team together, the practices, it takes, like I said, it takes an army to get it all together. But at district, they did come in second place. We played Wayne.
the very first game, we went right to the losing ground right off the bat. So we like doing things the hard way. The more games, the more heat.
Oh, no.
Then we played Wayne at the end to determine who was going to be first and second place at district. We actually placed second because we lost to them again in the end. But when we went to the state, we actually went and played Wayne and beat Wayne in the state games. So to get to the second place title, and Lions came in first.
So, but now also at the state, did we not come out the losers bracket?
We did. That's what's happening.
Yes.
Second game in, we lost to Lions, which is, I mean, they're a really good team. A lot of travel ball girls on that team. They've been playing together a long time. Lost to them really bad the first game. Came back to get them in the championship game. Being they came out of the winner's bracket, they were the home team automatically, and we had them tied 3-3 in the last inning. And they came back and scored 2 runs in the last inning. We were that close.
Because I know I was at work and I'm texting my nephew, man, what's going on? What's going on? You know what I mean? So then he told me, oh man, we lost. I could just feel it in the text, you know. But when I had a conversation with Landy Gomez, and this is what we have to understand. We want to make sure that we have the right people in our children's lives that really care about what they're doing, that are very supportive, in correction when correction is needed. So when I met Landy, this is Landy. Oh man, those girls fought so hard. Golly, we came out the losers bracket. Oh, we should have won. All we did is, and she was just excited about that. And let me tell you, I said time and time and time again, when you look at these young ladies and every child or young adult that we bring up here, and we bring our all-stars, it says Douglas, Coffee County. Where y'all from? How many times did they introduce y'all taking the field? They say Douglas, Coffee County. These are our greatest ambassadors. Right here takes that name further than anywhere. They put us on the map. And guess what? The county and the city through SPLOSH and collaboration, we're getting ready to spend a whole bunch of money in parks and recreation. And we're going to do everything that we can to create an environment so that our youth can shine. Okay? I am extremely proud of it. And now that my wife said I can retire, hopefully I'll be able to go to some of these games. And my nephew won't have to be texting me, but I might have to get kicked out. I'm a little loud sometimes. You know, I'm a little loud. Good deal. So we're good. We're going to take some pictures.
Well, I do want to say thank you as far as the new facility goes, because these girls spend a lot of time weekends, every night after school sometimes, playing on those fields, and it means the world to them. And I do want to mention to y'all before we dismiss that I want y'all to know that y'all have it, y'all are all-stars all the way. Y'all have it in your hearts. Y'all have worked hard for it, and I want y'all to continue your passion, because I can see it in every one of you girls. I'm gonna get emotional because sorry, but we've coached them since they were able to play ball, and to see them just blossom, it's an amazing feeling.
That's what I'm
Actually, I don't want to forget, let's go ahead and recognize the two that are
Yeah, I
here.
was gonna say.
Okay, yes, and there are two that's not here, Jada Robinson and Abby Dockery.
What's the nickname?
Abby Dockery is
Abby D.
Abby D, and I called her Baby D. I read it backwards. I think I was overly heated at the game, and I went to call her Baby D, and that's just stuck. And Jada is
Savage.
So she's a beast.
Mad Dog and Savage and wow.
I tell you, I even got, we were handed, because we only went to state with 9 girls, we were given extra medals. And we were able to give those to our parents because we had a cheerleading section. She was in charge of my cheerleading section. LaQuinta over there. Yes. They had the wave going. They had Coffee All Stars all the way, chants going, and and we've got picture takers. I mean, you name it. Everybody had a
So
take
this
in
is
this.
just the full production here.
Yes, it is.
That's what I'm talking about. And listen, not only do you see the smiles on our young adults' faces, but look at the parents. Look at the parents. And I always tell folks this right here. No matter what materialistic thing you can give your child, how much time are you willing to spend with them? How many parents had to ride all the way to Atlanta with them 2 and 3 hours, coming back, trying to get here, trying to get there? That time is priceless. It is priceless. So, let's grab some pictures. Anybody want to take some pictures? You can come over here.
I got one more request.
Oh, one more. Oh, let's go.
Jump on out there with them. Let's go.
Can we do our state chant?
Let's do this.
All right, girls, y'all ready?
This is what we motivate them with right here. Coach Andy is our motivator.
In the dugout. All right. Ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Coffee! All Stars! All! Down! Way! Coffee! Coffee! Who are we? Who are we? Coffee! All! Stars! Coffee!
Get up in there, huh? Get up on up there.
You have to. Girls are hard to motivate at this age.
Say hard to go.
Hang on just a minute, let me look right here.
I did during this tournament.
Now, this young man here did really smart. He gave it to the young guy, so he's probably gonna be able to take about 30 pictures till he'll one. Correct? There we go. Let's get over here. We're good? I'll Tay. Don't be on Facebook tonight.
We have our second Tony Hawk at the field, which is on every day.
Hey, we have all three of the Tony Pauls here. All three of us here. But he's not loud enough. Say he's loud. He's big enough though. Good deal. Hey, thank y'all.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Hey, on behalf of the mayor and the commission, young ladies, thank you for representing our city and our county. To the coaches, to the parents, thank you. This is what Douglas and Coffee County Parks and Recreation is all about. Look, I tell citizens all the time, our youth are not a lost cause. They are not. They just need guidance. And bring them down here to Douglas Coffee County Parks and Recreation, and we can bring some of that energy off. Thank y'all very much.
You'll see us next year.
You better believe it.
Can't wait.
Good job, good job.
Good job.
Hey, Riri.
Bye-bye. Thank y'all for coming.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Where's the cheerleader?
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
Hey,
Good to see you.
work hard.
that's good. We're proud of them.
Y'all make sure y'all get me on Facebook.
Hey, Finn. Hey, Tom.
Man, I'm telling you. Oh, I should have stayed out there. Next on the agenda is the recognition of our STEM students. Miss Boulder.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to Miss Christy Thomas, who notified our HR director, Miss Tammy Wilkerson, about the program, which was STEM, now is STEAM program. And I definitely have to thank our city manager for allowing myself and recreation department to hire a couple of the young people from the program. So, Miss Christie, I told her I wasn't gonna put on the spot. But you're welcome to come up and she's gonna tell a little bit about the program.
Good afternoon. We just want to thank the City of Douglas for participating in our STEAM Summer Internship Program. This was year number 7 for our internship program. We started this thing out with the intent of being able to offer our students the opportunity to experience a work environment in an area that they were interested in pursuing in college. So we wanted to make sure and provide our students with that opportunity. If they thought they wanted to be an engineer, let's get them out and work in that engineering field and see if that's exactly what they want to do. And when we started off 7 years ago, we had 11 students and 7 businesses who participated. This is year 7, and we have had 215 students participate in our STEAM Summer Internship Program. This summer, we had about 30 kids and about 16 employers who participated this year, and we could not do it without the people like the City of Douglas who participate. You all actually took 3 wonderful interns. I'm not going to steal their thunder and talk about it, but we had some, you got some great kids involved, and we just like to, again, thank you all for allowing us to, allowing our students to come in and work. Some of our participants include the City of Douglas, who's done it for several years. Southwire, PCC, the hospital, the physicians' practices. So these kids get very well-rounded and a lot of good education in the program. Any of those businesses out there in TV land that are watching, if you are not involved in our STEAM Summer
There you
Internship
go.
Program, you should be. So please get in touch with me at Coffee High School, and let's get you involved in that for next summer. So we're going to let the kids come up, or you want to talk to them?
Yes. Well, we're gonna,
Yes, yes.
well, we have, out of the three, we have two, Samantha Martin, Kalisha Clemens, and Jalea Jordan actually works somewhere else. And what we're gonna do is, they spoke at the chamber luncheon, and so I asked if they would to tell their experience with working with the city of Douglas, so they're gonna share their experience.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Samantha Martin. This summer I did my STEM internship with the city of Douglas. In this time I spent a lot of time in the customer care department. I learned that customers can be a little bit much. So remember to treat people with kindness, even if it's their job to listen to you. I would like to thank Ms. Winetta for the opportunity this summer. I would also like to thank Kimberly, Myra, and Jeffrey for all the laughs and help. You are all wonderful and made this internship fun and made it where I was never nervous. This was a wonderful experience filled with guidance and funny times. My future plans are to finish high school while graduating with my associates, and then go to Georgia Southern to finish my bachelor's, and then go to law school studying human rights. Working with the city of Douglas and the city's youth council has helped me realize that I want to serve my community one day by stepping into the world of politics. And again, thank you all for the opportunity.
That's not Judy Merritt.
That's great. Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Kalisha Clemens, and this summer I had the pleasure of working with the City of Douglas Parks and Recreation with both Camp Cool and Art Camp. I learned a lot of things, including how many days, hours, weeks go into prepping and planning a camp. During my time here, I've worked in many areas with your child care, secretarial, and art supply maintenance. The best was definitely meeting the incredibly sweet children and enjoying each new personality. I also worked with great people, including Lucy, Brianna, Mackenzie. A special thanks to Karen, who taught me all the ropes and worked closely with me. Also to Miss Gina, my super energetic and bubbly boss. If you know or you understand.
Yes.
Overall, I've enjoyed the experience despite the fact that it's a different field than what I planned on going on to. I'm going to be studying biology in South Georgia in the fall. I've learned a lot, and I plan to take all that I've learned with me through all that I do in my future. Thank you.
This young lady for the Mayor's Youth Council Team Court. Okay.
So we just want to show our appreciation by presenting them with a certificate of completion, given on this day, completed 5 weeks of the STEAM program with the City of Douglas. Your hard work and dedication is greatly appreciated.
Because guys will learn. Got them up.
We get a picture of, so we just make sure that we start recruiting. Start recruiting. How you doing?
Get it right, Pastor Clinton.
Should have kept one of them little
Children, I need one.
That's right.
John, Thomas, yeah.
Oh, one more?
Yeah, we want to get her.
Miss Christie in there, yeah.
Miss Christie.
Pastor, you want to come?
Yeah.
She still don't know how to work it.
Yeah, the one.
Get one of them kids to show you how to work it.
I know, right?
That's what I do. I said, come here, Yella. See what's wrong with my phone.
Operator Ed.
Mayor's Youth Council.
What?
He missed.
I didn't know about this like the day
Afterwards.
after I already started.
Okay, well, good deal. Good deal, all right.
Volunteers and team court.
Team court, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Good deal. Next on the agenda, we have the consent agenda items. As always, we will turn this over to our city manager, Mr. Charlie Davis. He'll read those items.
Mayor and Council, we have 6 items covered on the consent agenda. First item is the approval of the June 27, 2019 minutes. Second item, item 2, approval of the awarding of the 2018 CDBG construction contract. Item 3, discuss or approval of the number 9 final pay request on the widening project and change order number 5 on this widening project. Item 4, approval of the Roland Shawn Way Elixir change order number 2 and number 3. Item number 5, approval of the ECG of request for statewide Verizon AT&T wireless agreements. And item 8, which would be the 6th item, approval of the resolution to create a complete count committee. Those are your items on the consent agenda.
At this time, I entertain a motion.
So moved.
It's been motion and second. Any further discussion?
Discussion?
Discussion? Yes.
The Department of Community Affairs, CDBG grant, so which area, Ms. Henderson, or would that be, that construction award would be going to where?
Yeah, it's over in the Unity Park. It actually gonna be along the streets of West Bryant Street, Phillip Street, Railroad Street, Cherry Street, Magnolia, Chester Avenue, and Letitia, and also Grady, Daltrey, South College Avenue, Manila, all those streets in that area.
Okay, so were all those streets included? I must have missed it. Was it included in our agenda?
It wasn't, because when we brought the grant for approval, this is for the award of the construction contract.
Bid, for the bid, yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Second question, change order, Mr. City Man, I think that's the city manager,
on that one?
or is that Mike? Mike Hudson?
Yes, ma'am. Which one are you?
The first one that's on the agenda?
That's the widening, is that the widening project? Yeah, the widening project, well, this is the final pay request that we've got to pay on that project since it's completed. I don't know if you rode through and seen the 2 detention ponds they added right in front of the Alltel store. It's got a fence around it. There's one in front of the Dollar Tree Plaza.
Okay.
That was not originally in the contract.
Okay.
We had to relocate some water line in front of the Dollar Tree, and we also had to re-elevate a couple of fire hydrants because of some back slope changes. And we also had to replace a piece of, put a piece of casing over a sewer pipe due to that same detention pond in front of the Dollar Tree. So that change order was $34,000 something. And this, like I say, will be the final pay request, so we can close that contract.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you, thank you. I think that was all, unless there are some clarifications that you might want to give Mr. Hudson for the change orders 2 and 3.
All right, Roland Shawn Way was a grant project that the city had to do on behalf of Elixir Industries when they built the new anodizing facility. They had some funds left, about $38,000. I'm speaking off here, it may be less than that.
Okay,
They basically had some funds left. DCA said it would be better if they could utilize those funds instead of trying to turn them back in. So DCA asked that Statewide Engineering give them some proposals. They gave them 3 or 4 proposals. The only one that fit the criteria was to do some turnout lanes off of the new road into the spec building that they purchased from the EDA. So that's what the project was. And then the other change order, there were 2 of them. One of them was the overage and unders part that we always do on every project.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's all the questions I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Mr. City Manager?
One item bringing forward, that's item number 6 from the agenda, and that is discussion on the Wheeler Park conception plan. Steve Young, narrativeness and
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Once again, I've come before you, Ms. Zimmer from the Coffee County Community Foundation, or maybe the Community Foundation of Coffee County. I'm sorry if I'm going to be introducing you wrong, but the Community Foundation does some great work in the city of Douglas and Coffee County, and not only in our parks, but also with some of our youth sports programs. So without any further ado, I'll let Ms. Zimmerman come up and and share her future plans for Willow Park. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. Thank you so much for including me this evening.
Good evening.
Just here to tell you a little bit about what we're doing with the Community Foundation. We had a donor have specific interest in doing something a little different outside of our normal grant programs, and provided some funds to allow us to make a grant to do a master plan for Wheeler Park. Wheeler Park was chosen. The donor has a lot of history there, along with a lot of folks that we talked to. Lots of fun birthday parties. Some of them had their own birthday parties longer ago than they'll probably ever have met in that park. And so we put the money out there, had a firm do a master plan that I think has been shared with everyone that brings the park forward. And it says we had people come together, say what we would like, what we'd not like to see, and they provided a master plan. Now the Community Foundation is here to ask for support to communicate that back out to everyone who provided input and to try to raise funds. We're not here to ask the city to provide us with the money, just to give us the permission to try to raise the funds, try to get grants, and if there is a way to help, fantastic, but we would just like the permission to get this energy behind it and do some of the projects that have been laid out in that master plan. I think the second piece is we're really excited because we rolled this out yesterday, and we're so thankful that the mayor and Willis could come and see the unveiling of the draft of that plan. And in that afternoon, we already had individuals step forward to support 2 of the recommendations. So that leads us into needing a protocol and working through a way that when we do have the money and want to move forward, how do we do it in partnership, have the protocol to get the approval, so that we're doing something that's good for all of us, and especially for the community here in Douglas and Coffee County.
As Ms. Zimmerman said, we had the opportunity, Willis Crockett from the Douglas Coffee County Parks and Recreation and myself to attend the meeting yesterday. It was a great meeting. The thing that I like to stress is that a group of citizens from that neighborhood decided that they wanted to do something about that community park. Also using this as a catalyst or a launching pad to look at Roundtree Park or Wheeler Park, I would say Emma Ward Park, those parks like that. So this right here is going to be sort of trial and error, trying to figure out what we can and cannot do. The reason that they're before us and they're going to go before the county commission is that the city owns that piece of dirt. And hopefully at some point we're going to have to push some dirt around. And they just want to know that it's okay that when they get to that point that they'll come back before us and have conversations with Stevie and his staff and put it in some type of agenda item to come back before us. Anyone have any questions?
Mayor, I'm sorry.
Are we is it on in the agenda packet?
It
It
is.
was an addition.
Yes, it's the Park at Wheeler Park, and then it's on the regular, from the regular work session, it's
It's not on the regular work session?
No.
yeah.
Okay. I guess the question I'm asking, is there an item on the regular meeting for us, an agenda item?
Yeah, we brought it forward
Yeah.
for her to discuss.
Which tab is it?
Do you have the revised one?
On the revised work session here,
Mr. Mayor.
Here.
from our
give it
work
this.
session, the revised, yeah, okay. It says, it's number 6, discuss Wheeler Park conceptual plan.
Okay,
And Ms. Jones did a great job in the work session explaining it to us, so we asked her to come forward and explain it also in
Okay.
the regular session for us, to the
Okay.
public.
okay.
On
So-
TV.
So I'm asking now then, so what action is required?
None.
of the mayor and council? Okay.
None.
Okay.
Until we, hopefully, they'll be coming back
Plenty.
before us pretty soon to ask. I know, as I said previously, they were talking about, if they start putting some type of apparatus in there and start moving a little dirt, or if they have a concert there, maybe extending, instead of sunset, maybe go a couple hours. But these are things that are in the future.
Right,
So,
right,
but-
right. I'm just trying to understand if there was any action required
Okay.
on us tonight.
But
That's all I was.
there's none.
Okay, okay.
Cool?
Thank you.
All hearts good?
I I want to say this, Mayor. You know, you all know how I love arts and entertainment and recreation and anything to do with things for our children. And I am so excited. I had the pleasure of going with a group to Thomasville, Georgia, to see some improvements that have been done in several parks there, and you guys are on the right track. I just see the little outdoor libraries, the little booths that you have, and the things where you're definitely on cue with new lighting and signage and things like that bring people's attention to it, with the outdoor theater and with the stage and all that. I commend you for this. You know, we've had a big success with our First Fridays, and everybody downtown's done a great job. So that might be also an area, because we want it First Friday to be ultimately downtown, but then we want to get people in other areas of the city too. So a First Friday event there would be great, and I commend y'all. Y'all are doing a fantastic job. Fantastic job.
That's all the items. Next on the agenda will be staff comments.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. First announcements, the next residential junk drop-off day is on Saturday, July the 20th, from 8:30 to 12 noon at the Pole Yard. Just want to remind citizens, we offer twice a month. It's time for everyone to clean up around your home. No reason you should be getting citations from our code enforcement department. Just want to throw that out there. Also, coming up next Friday, the Douglas Coffee County Parks and Recreation Department will be hosting Appreciation Day, and it's going to be held at the C.E. Weir Center on July the 19th from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. They're going to have some fun, water activities, games, food, and that sort of thing. So just want everybody to come out and just talk to our coaches, players, the Parks and Recreation staff, and just thank them for all they do. July is National Recreation Month, and so this is what Mr. Steve and his staff have put together to commend the month, and just to show their appreciation to the coaches and the kids. On Tuesday, July the 30th, our police department, I understand, is going to be participating in the Badges for Life blood drive. This will be held at, is it at Coffee Regional? Where's the chief? Yeah, Coffee Regional, I'm sorry. So it's from 9 until 3:30. So just want to encourage everyone to give blood. And also the first Tuesday in August coming up, I think this will be the third year that our public safety departments are participating in the National Night Out Against Crime. So please mark that on your calendar. It will be held this time in partnership with the South Georgia State College and other law enforcement agencies, but it'll be held at their indoor pool facility from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Just want to invite everyone to go to the City of Douglas website, check it out. We had a facelift, I've announced it before, but just want everyone to let us know if you find it user-friendly. And we want to encourage everyone to sign up. We have different functions on there where you can sign up, call a Notify Me module to receive alerts when we have bid opportunities, job opportunities, calendar of events, news opportunities, etc. Those are my announcements. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is Mayor and Commissioners' comments. Let's start out with Mr. Moore, and then we will go to Commissioner Pearson, Commissioner McNeil, Commissioner Taylor, Durham, and we'll finish with the Mayor Pro Tem.
All right, thank you, Mayor. I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. I know the fireworks scared a few dogs off. Some left and had to come back, but it was we had some good rain, and we had a good meeting down at Mee Island, and always MEAG puts on a good presentation of speakers, and you get to see a lot of new people, and we thank them for that, and we just thank the people of the City of Douglas of what they do, and it's summertime, it's been awful hot. And so take care of yourself and drink plenty of water. And that's all my comments.
Thank you, Commissioner Moore. Commissioner Pierce?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Only thing that I think that I have tonight is, well, first of all, I need to know, are we having executive session tonight? You don't have anything? Okay, because it's been like over a month or so now, I've asked about an executive session, and when we carried it to a vote the last time that I was here, which is over a month, and I think before you went on vacation, I expressed that I wanted to have an executive session to discuss some things, and the majority of the council voted not to go into executive session. So I'm just trying to find out, are any of you planning to go into executive session to find out my concerns or whatever?
I don't have any intentions of going into executive session without knowing why we're going into executive session.
Okay, before when we go into executive session, it's always on there, personnel issues, land, whatever. That's what's usually put on there.
Correct.
There's no need to reveal out in an open meeting the specifics of going into executive session. If that's the case, you just might as well do it in open meeting and not discuss it in executive session.
Well, I think that the council should have a heads up about what.
Personnel issues.
Okay.
Personnel issues, and also before you left to go on vacation, I told the mayor and council I wanted to discuss an issue concerning possible land concerning the city. A land issue that the city owns. So is that enough explanation? Or do you want me to go ahead and fully divulge what it is I want to talk about in executive session? Because I can, if that's what you all would like.
I'm saying this right here. I think that the rest of the council, we should have a heads up about what you're going to discuss so that we would have an opportunity to do our own research and say what we're talking about.
Okay. All right then.
So can you award us?
Every time we go into executive session, we do not know what exactly we're going to be talking about so that we could do advanced research. I've been in several executive sessions and that has not been the case. But since it's an issue about trying to go into executive session regarding some concerns, I'm going to go ahead and put it out here. Now, there are some things going on within the city of Douglas that's not right, and it needs to be addressed. For instance, the issue with employee Greg Nugent, the issue with employee, what's his name, Brett Leverett, probably some other issues that I'm not quite aware of right now, but I've gotten some information pertaining to some stealing by city employees that's going on. And further, the last thing concerning the issue of the land that I wanted to talk about, before Mr. Jacobs left, he mentioned some possible land that we had, or we have, that could be possibly used for a shelter for those who are homeless. Never before out of 20 years have I ever had a trouble getting into having an executive session to discuss issues. Why do you need to research something? Nothing needs to be researched. We talk about it there. And then if it needs further research, when we go out of there, research is done and brought back to an executive session. What are you afraid of? So, okay, so I put it out here. You asked me, I told you. The issue with employee Sheila Bivens, 30 years employee, but then she's overlooked for getting a promotion. She's worked in that department 30 years, the police department. She's overlooking somebody who was being hired who has never worked for a police department. Never. Not one day. Ms. Bivens has GCIC certification, NCIC certification. The person that was going to be hired to do it had no certification. No certification. And Ms. Bivens was going to have to train this person to do the job? To do the job? Mr. Mayor, you're aware of this. Why should I have to bring this up? You're well aware of what's going on. You should have brought this stuff up to executive session to deal with these issues. You should have. I'm done with my comments, and since you wanted to know, you got it. But now, I'm not interested in going into executive session.
You concluded?
I conclude, and I thank God that everybody had a good trip and back to and from Amelia Island. It was very informative.
Commissioner McNeil?
Thank you, Mayor. I hope everyone had a safe 4th of July, and I too enjoyed the Amelia Island Conference with the financial forecasters and the people that told us, enlightened us on the MEAG conference. For those of you who are not aware, the acronym MEAG stands for Municipal Electric Authority of Georgia, and that's what we talked about was power sources and ways to save money, ways to be more resourceful, and looking at pooling resources to help our citizens, working with other communities. This is a group of, how many cities are there with MEAG, Mike? 49. I'm sure 49 other cities in the state that are MEAG cities. And when you meet together as a group, you get to share best practices. And again, they had some very good national speakers there, and we really enjoyed that. So again, Mayor, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Commissioner Taylor? Nothing? Okay, thank you. Commissioner Durham?
Yes, my comments will be, I hope everyone's having a safe summer this summer. And also, about 2-3 weeks ago, I had a matriarch, one of the matriarchs of my ward to pass. Her name was Miss Ola Mae Watts. My prayer, she was 105 years old. 105 years old. And my deepest sympathy go towards that family.
Yes.
And everything. And that's about all that I have.
Thank you. Good deal. Mayor Pro Tem?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Also, extend the same sentiments. I hope we all had an enjoyable 4th of July. I know this time every year, my wife's family have a reunion, the Solomon family reunion, and it's kind of commemorates her grandparents who raised their family primarily in the Berrien County area. They also lived in our area. When the Dairy Queen first opened here, they ran it, and we have the opportunity now to celebrate their posterity every year and also celebrate the freedom of this country. I had the opportunity to review the Declaration of Independence with our children on the 4th, and I noticed, and many of you probably know the same thing, there's at least 4 different references to God in that document. Reminds us again of the belief of our founding fathers, and I believe is also shared by the majority of Americans in this country, that we rely on God to protect not only our freedoms but our country, and recognize the fact that that's where the freedom that we have here derives from. I'd like to thank the Community Foundation of Coffee County for their efforts to spearhead the efforts to improve or lead the effort to spearhead improving Wheeler Park. And as the mayor said, I hope this leads to more improvements for all our city parks, so we can have better facilities for recreation for our citizens, primarily, families and children, is what I think about when I see these, opportunities here. And I look forward to all those improvements that we're working on, and the upgrades. Many of y'all notice, obviously, it's a little bit inconvenient right now, what's going on at the stadium, but we are finally getting that ground moved and getting that the street fixed so we can carry on the efforts out there by the stadium. But I think all those who are involved in that, and look forward to seeing those changes come online. And that's all I have, Mayor.
As my man can recollect, when the city manager, Charlie, wasn't here, we voted, it was 4-2 to have executive session. And I was on the assumption that the reason why we didn't have the executive session was because Charlie wasn't here and Mike was acting in role. He was acting in role as, leading us in everything. And that's the thought that I had. That's why we did not go into executive session, was because of that. Because that's what I was on the assumption of. Because that was what was said.
How many meetings has Mr. Davis been back to now since then?
It's the first.
No, it's not.
The second one.
Thank you.
You good? My comments are as follows. Of course, Miss Olamay, being 105, and I'm often reminded that, some people say, I remember when. When she say, I remember when, it means something. One of the things that, in my other capacity, I have the opportunity to visit individuals that are above 100 years old. It's called the Centurion Program, where I go out, I make a house call, and I verify that these individuals are still alive. And you would be surprised at the number of individuals in Coffee County that are above 100 years old. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. I know that I think there's a young lady that's like, if she's still with us, I think she's like 108. So the opportunity to go out, and believe it or not, I was actually able to have conversations with a few of them. And it was just interesting just sitting there and talking to them. So our hearts go out to the Williams family and their loss. The next thing, the BIA conference, we go over there and learn about some stuff and try to figure out, make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing with the citizens' money. This makes my 7th time going to that Amelia Island. I have yet to walk on that beach.
Either. I didn't get there.
And my wife said this time, she said, Tony, we're going to walk on that beach. I said, it'll be after I get out of doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And by the time we finish, it's time to get dressed for the evening. So I have yet to walk on that beach. One day I'm going to get over there. The next thing is our softball team. Our softball team, I said time and time again, the greatest ambassadors that we have is our youth. And our youth get put on public display, from our mighty Coffee High Trojans, the marching band, Lord knows the Navy Junior ROTC.
The wrestlers.
The wrestlers.
They're coming next week, I think.
We got weightlifters.
Weightlifters, yeah.
We got just everything in Parks and Recreation, from the coaches to the parents. Our swim team, I think I was talking to someone today out at Lowe's, said our swim team actually has over 100 swimmers. Huh?
Yeah.
109.
I thought about that, Mayor. States tomorrow and Saturday.
Yeah,
over in
so,
Tipton.
and I forgot how many people we're taking to state. We're taking 109 to state? You're taking the whole team?
No, the teams are like 113, 114.
No. Oh, okay, good Lord. Jesus. Ooh, they gonna hate to see them Steve Rays, man. They gonna hate to see them. This dummy. So, I just wish that all the parents have the opportunity to get your child involved in Parks and Recreation. I'm telling you, you will not be sorry. I think that Stevie, Willis, and Landy, their heart's in the right place. Every time I talk to them, as long as it's good for the kids, I'm behind it. It's all about the children. It's all about the children. The next thing the Mayor Pro Tem has already alluded to, we're beginning to move some dirt around out there at Jardine Stadium, getting ready to start putting some of these projects into play, bringing it to fruition. Gonna redo the Jardine Stadium. We're waiting for the end of the swim season, and hopefully we can start over there at the city pool and get things moving around the big city of Douglas and Coffee County. And these projects would not be possible if there was not a collaboration between the city and the county. And once again, I'm always fascinated when we go off and we talk to other cities that don't even speak to the county.
Right.
I don't even understand that. How can you get anything done if you're not speaking to them? And I'm just fortunate, and I think that the citizens of Douglas are blessed that we sit down and have conversations. I believe that the city, the county, and the Board of Education is going to be meeting for our quarterly meeting in the next week or so, just to discuss some issues, make sure that everybody's on the same page. And the next thing is the golf cart. We are a golf cart community. I didn't do that well for my birthday, but Father's Day, my wife gave me permission to use my own money to buy me a golf cart. So the day it was inspected, I have a city sticker, and the city manager's already told me I got to read this map. So I'm trying to adhere to that. I don't want to go to jail. So I'm excited about that. Got me an adult toy. So it's going to be all right. So my last comment is always this right here. I'm grateful for each and every one of our city employees for what they do. It takes a lot to keep our cities safe. It takes a lot to keep our children active. It takes a lot for when you hit that light switch that you have power. You turn that faucet and you have water. And I believe our junior mayor can attest to that.
Y'all gotta be nice.
So with that, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Been motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Opposed.
How many was that? You voted to adjourn? Commissioner Moore, you vote to adjourn?
Yes.
You vote to adjourn? You vote to adjourn? Commissioner Durham? Did vote? Vote to adjourn? Motion carries. Stand adjourned.
Need everybody.